Hey there. Welcome to All Things Social Security. I'm Stephanie Joy. Whether you are a first-time viewer, an occasional viewer, a subscriber, or one of the three tiered benefactor members, I want to welcome you and let your video begin. Remember, if you haven't checked out the memberships, it might be something up your alley because it gives you an opportunity for a little more Social Security disability attorney attention if you need it, but don't have representation and don't want to do a full-fledged consultation. Okay, have a great one, guys. Stay tuned. Get a lot of inquiries from clients after we've prevailed on their claim. How do they know if I'm going to get paid? How am I going to get paid? Do they have to pay me? What's the scuttlebutt? Now, in the fee agreement, everybody generally signs if it's a standard Social Security provided fee agreement, which we have gravitated to a few years ago once they finally created one, just to make it easier for fee approvals and such. That fee agreement explains exactly what the fee is. And I do have a video or two on the SSA rule on contingent fee agreement and how much that fee can be. I will say that today, as of yesterday, which was the 31st of November, 2024, the fee cap was raised to 9,200 from 7,200. That is not, it seems like a big change, right? That's a $2,000 increase. The reason why they've bumped it a couple of years now significantly, well, the prior one wasn't that significant, but certainly this one is because they went for many, many years, many years of not raising the fee cap at all, despite inflation and everything else. And I think they were bleeding representatives who weren't going to be doing this kind of work anymore. So I think the goal now has been to kind of get it equalized where it should be. This might be the last major bump to make that happen. And then I thought I heard scuttlebutt that they might be doing a COLA with it going forward. That would be appropriate, but you know how that is. Anyway, so that's the fee cap. That's not your fee. That's like the maximum your fee would be. And that's if you had, significantly high back benefits. In order for that to become a cap at the 25%. It's just not going to go higher, even if your back benefits grow higher. Okay, so people get their award letter. This is particularly if it's on initial or recon, or it could be if you win after an ALJ hearing. And the question is, oh, how do I know if this is before or after, you've paid me? Let's say they received a back benefit check. What has to be done is you get an award letter. Sometimes you get your back benefits before you get your award letter. If you don't, you have to compare your award letter. It's going to show you what are all the calculations that got to your entire back benefit amount. It's usually listed by the year. So it might say December of, let's say you were awarded back in December of 2021, and that was your first back benefits check due. It'll say December 2021 to December 2022 or something like that in one line. And it'll say how much per month. And then I think it'll say how much total for that year. Next line would be December 2022 to, 1 year later. And then the total, I believe, would be there too. And then when you add those all up, 12 months at the X amount for whatever years are in your back benefits window, that is your gross. And then lower on in the letter, it'll tell you if they have withheld the fee for the representative. Now that's kind of like your guidepost there. So when you get a direct deposit of your back benefits, whether it's on the debit card or you get a hard check or you get it actually direct deposited into the bank account you told them about, you want to make sure that the amount that was direct deposited is X amount less, and it should be according to the amount they said they were going to be withholding to pay the attorney fee, and make sure what you received was less that amount. That way you're covered. They withheld it. They might not have sent it to the attorney yet. Sometimes they get a little slow and someone forgets to press a button. and that's a whole nother battle we have to deal with. But at least you'll know that you do not have any of the attorney's fee in there. And that money is therefore yours for whatever purpose you're going to otherwise use it for. Okay. Sometimes they do forget. There'll be no language in there about them withholding X amount for the attorney fee. If that happens, the attorney's generally going to try to light a match under them and say, hey, you forgot the language, blah, blah, blah. If you get the gross amount, you're going to want to set aside 25% of that, unless it's more than $9,200, in which case you could cap it at the $9,200 generally, I would think, and just withhold that $9,200 or less, whatever that 25% is, put it in a different account, or you can send it to the attorney or the non-attorney rep. However, and for any new reps out there that are unaware of this, you don't deposit it into your business account, you deposit it into your trust account, because you're not allowed to actually collect a fee until you get that permission from the SSA in writing. I've had stuff sit there for a couple of years because of the slow SSA. So I can't use it, but the client, wanted to make sure that was taken care of. Yeah, always go by that award letter. That's going to be your guidepost to see what they did, if they forgot about the attorney fee. The reason why you want to make sure that's covered and don't think, woohoo, I don't have to pay the attorney fee. It's going to come back and bite you. You could have, collections after you. You could have, there was a few times, I believe, when the SSA would say you are overpaid because the attorney fee went to you and not to the attorney, so you got too much. And now you've got the SSA cog in the wheel with an overpayment, and now you owe it back to the SSA. And I would think that would be a non-preferred way of paying this, because getting a cog in the wheel of your SSA payments is just, I think it's concerning, because you don't really have control over what's going on. What if they don't stop withholding? What if someone doesn't press the button just like they didn't this time? I think you'd want to take the bull by the horns and make sure everything's done properly. And make sure, so you're not stuck with a bill later and being upset, or stuck with a withholding of your benefits because you were overpaid and you didn't take care of business. So, just a little heads up there, but normally it does work out fine. That's the majority of the time. The mistakes do happen. They probably happen too frequently compared to what they should be, but usually it works out okay. All right. That is what I wanted to share with you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.